All right. Hello, everyone. So it's been quite a bit since I last recorded a game of Marvel Champions, but I have been playing the game constantly. I still play it multiplayer all the time. Just got the new Civil War box not too long ago. Been playing that a lot lately, and all that. I just haven't had a lot of time to sit down and play solo. So we're going to do that today. Today we're going to be doing Spider-Woman versus Venom. So kind of an old school matchup here. Some older characters that we had from closer to the beginning of the game. So Spider-Woman came with the Hydra box. So the very first campaign box is the expansion she came from. And then Venom came from the Sinister Motives campaign box, which came out a few years ago. So a little bit of an older matchup here, but since I build my decks using the list on Board Game Geek that allows you to keep all of your decks updated and lets all of your heroes be built all at the same time, that means I've got cards in here from some of the new sets. So I've got cards ranging from 2020 all the way through 2025 in quite a few decks. So makes it so I can just kind of pick up and play whenever I feel like. The other thing I've been doing is doing just kind of random modular sets in these, just kind of going through my collection to try to play through all of the modular sets. And so today, instead of the Down to Earth modular set in the Venom deck, I've got the Mutant Insurrection deck modular encounter set in there. So we'll see how that goes. Okay, Spider-Woman's thing is that she's a double agent, so she has two aspects instead of just one. So I've got her as justice and aggression. So I've got an equal number of cards of each of those. And then some of her cards will also count as aspect cards. So like, for example, this one is a Spider-Woman and a leadership card as an example. And then you can see I've got some justice and aggression cards in here as well. The other thing she can do at the beginning of her, or at any time during her turn, once per round when she's in alter ego form, is she can look at the top card of any deck. And then in hero form, she has the superhuman agility, so it gives her +1 to all of her stats each time she plays a card of a different aspect. So if she plays a leadership card, that increases all these. But then if she plays more leadership cards in the same round, it doesn't do anything. So leadership, protection, justice, aggression. If she played one of each in the same round, she would get +4 for all of her stats. So that's what her hero ability is. Okay, so starting hand, I got a Genius resource card. Pheromones, stun and confuse an enemy. Clobber, deal 3 damage to an enemy. If it's the first card you've played this round, return it to your hand. Got 2 copies of that. Sense of Justice, exhaust it to generate a blue resource for a thwart event. And Heroic Intuition, your hero gets +1 thwart. Okay, so the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to look at the top card of any deck, and I'm going to look at the top card of the encounter deck. Top card of the encounter deck is Caught Off Guard, which has 1 boost icon and will discard an upgrade or support I control if it's an encounter card. That will be a boost card, so I would just be worried about the 1 boost on it. Let's see. Venom also has Tough, which means I would have to get through that before any damage would be dealt to him. So I could do the 2 resources from Genius to do Clobber, and then that would deal 3 damage to him, but that would just get rid of the Tough. But then since Clobber is the first card I've played this turn, I would get it back. So that basically only cost 1 resource instead of 2. I would have to be in hero form to do that. Sorry, my bad. Flip to hero form. And then that gets rid of the Tough. Then I think I will do 1 copy of Clobber and Sense of Justice to actually play Clobber for real this time. So deal 3 damage to an enemy. And something that you can do with Venom is when any amount of damage would be dealt to Venom, you can put it here instead as chime counters. And since I did 3 damage, that's what I'm going to do. So I'm going to put 3 chime counters onto this bell tower. And then you can see here it says, if there's at least 3 chime counters here, flip this card. When it's on this side, we increase all damage to Venom by 1. And then once there's no chime counters here, it will flip back over. And then on this side, it also says when Venom's attack would deal any amount of damage to an identity, remove that many chime counters from here. For each chime counter removed, prevent 1 of that damage. So we'll have that flipped. So now our damage will be increased by 1. I can't play either of these cards right now because they both cost 2. But since I played a aggression card, that means that my ability here is going to be increasing my thwart, attack, and defense by 1. Since I only played aggression cards, I used Sense of Justice as a resource. So since I only played aggression cards, this will only be increased by 1. But what that means is now I can attack for 2, plus I get an extra 1 from the bell tower being on that side. So I could attack him for 3, or I could thwart for 2 and finish off the scheme there. I am going to attack for 3, so I'm going to hit him for 3 and knock him down to 14. And then it says on his card, when you attack and damage Venom with a card you control, place 1 face down boost card on your identity. So every time you attack him and cause damage to him, he's going to get a boost to make his next attack a little bit stronger. But we know what this one is because we got to look at it when we were in alter ego form. So it's a +1 boost. Okay, so I've got these 2 cards. I'm going to hold on to both of these. I'm going to ready my hero, and I'm going to draw 3 cards. So I got Self-Propelled Glide. That readies my hero. I got Spider-Girl Ally. When you play her, stun and confuse a minion. And then the third card I got is Infiltration, which allows me to discard cards from the top of the encounter deck to remove threat from a scheme. But if I discard minions, I get one of those minions played in front of me. Okay. All right, so here's our new hand for next round. Nothing that will affect the villain phase. So then it's going to be Venom's turn. He's going to get 1 threat on the main scheme. And then he's going to attack me with 2 boost cards. We know what one of them is. And we know that I have this card that will allow me to ready. So I think I'm going to defend. I'm going to defend for +1 because I played an aggression card during the hero phase. So we're going to defend for 2. He's going to attack for 2, 3, 4. So that means I could take 2 damage, or I could remove 2 counters from here and prevent that damage, but then that will make this not last as long. Since I'm only taking 2, I think I'm just going to take it. It's not too bad to take 2 damage. That way I can leave the bells ringing a little bit longer, so I can increase my damage to Venom for a little while longer. Then, to end the villain phase, I get an encounter card, which is Lashing Out. After Venom takes any amount of damage from an attack, remove an equal amount of threat from here. So this is going to be a side scheme that I can thwart, or that I can attack Venom and remove that much threat from it. While he has it, he's going to get extra threat on the main scheme with that acceleration icon there. Okay, so we know for sure that I need to ready because I can't really do much. I mean, I can play cards and stuff, but so I think I'm going to pay 1. And Spider-Girl doesn't have a minion to target right now, so I think I'm going to use her as 1 resource to play Self-Propelled Glide to ready Spider-Woman and gain Aerial until the end of the round. I don't have anything that matters for Aerial at the moment, but I could eventually. And then I can either play Pheromones, or I can play Heroic Intuition, or I can play Infiltration. I cannot play more than one of them. So I think what I want to do is I'm going to pay these. I think I'm going to pay these two to play pheromones, and I'm going to both stun and confuse Venom. So he is stunned and he is confused. And then that's a leadership card, so that's going to increase my stats on my card. So now I could thwart for 1+1, attack for 1+1. I think since I have the option, I think I'm going to attack because since the bell tower is active, so I'm going to attack for 1 plus 1 from the bell tower plus 1 from playing a leadership card. So I'm going to attack him for 3. And then since I attacked and damaged him, I'm going to get a face down boost card. But he won't use this for a while, possibly, because I have stunned him. So he will not attack this round unless an encounter card causes him to. So that'll just be stuck there until the next time he activates. Okay. So I think that's where we're going to stop for that turn. And then I have no cards, so I need to draw a full hand of 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So I got Contaminant Immunity, heal 3, and give Spider-Woman Tough card. Skilled Investigator, use after a side scheme is defeated, exhaust it, and draw a card. Tigra, attack and defeat a minion, heal 1 damage from her. Clear the area, remove 2 threat from a scheme. If this removes the last threat on that scheme, draw a card. And then Captain Marvel ally, after she uses a basic power, draw a card. And then I also just realized after Venom takes any amount of damage from an attack, remove an equal amount of threat from lashing out. So I should have 3 threat removed from there as well. Okay, so back to Venom's turn. He gets 2 threat on the main scheme, 1 normal plus 1 from lashing out. And then normally he would attack me, but since I stunned him, that card just goes away instead. And then I still get an encounter card. Counter card for this round is Enraged Symbiote. 2 health guard patrol, so I cannot attack Venom and I cannot remove threat from the main scheme while this is in play against me. All right. Okay, so Tigra would be good against the Enraged Symbiote because she would heal the consequential damage off of attacking because it would immediately kill the Enraged Symbiote. Marvel would also kill the Enraged Symbiote, and I would get to draw a card when she does that. Let's see. So I think I'm going to pay 1, 2, 3 and play Tigra. And she counts as an aggression card, so that'll boost Spider-Woman's stats. And then Tigra will attack and defeat the symbiote. Normally that would put a consequential damage on Tigra, but since she defeated the minion, she'll heal that consequential damage. And now I no longer have guard and patrol, so now Spider-Woman can do whatever she wants at this point. She is going to attack Venom, and normally she would attack for 1, but since I played an aggression card, she's going to get to attack for 2. And then since the bell tower is in play, she'll attack for 3. So she's going to attack for 3 just like last round. That's going to knock Venom down to 8. And that's going to remove 3 threat from lashing out. Okay. Starting to get kind of close on that main scheme, so hopefully that doesn't get too bad here. Thankfully he's confused, so if he happens to flip a card that causes him to scheme, that would just go away instead. So hopefully it should be okay. So I'm going to ready both of my characters here. And then I'm going to hold on to clear the area and draw 4 new cards. So I got Venom Blast, deal 5 damage to an enemy, and it counts as an aggression card. I've got Power of Aggression. That's a good one. So that one card will pay for Venom Blast. Clobber again. And Wasp. So she gets +1 health for each PIM counter on her. And then you decide how many PIM counters you want to pay when you play her. All right. I did not purposefully choose the Wasp playmat because I knew that card was in the deck. I honestly forgot that card was in the deck. So just a happy coincidence. Okay, so that was my turn. Now we're going to go to the villain turn. He's going to get 2 threat on his scheme. And then he is going to attack me. And I am going to... I think I'm just going to throw Tigra in front of it. That way I can stay readied. Yeah, so I'm going to have Tigra defend it. He is going to attack for 2, plus he is going to get this boost card that he put under me and then got stuck there for a while. So he's going to attack for 2, plus 4, plus 1. So he's attacking for 7. Definitely glad that I had Tigra take it. So when Venom attacks and would deal any amount of damage to an identity, remove that many chime counters from here. Oh, you know what? When Venom's attack would deal any amount of damage to an identity, remove that many chime counters from here. For each chime counter removed this way, prevent 1 of that damage. Okay, so it looks like I couldn't. It doesn't say you may. When Venom's attack would deal any amount of damage to an identity, remove that many. Yeah, so it doesn't say you may. So I should be at full health and there should be 2 fewer chime counters on here. Oops, that is not a chime counter. Okay, so then Tigra is taking 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 damage. That's going to knock her out. So she'll get discarded to my deck. Okay, now thankfully, Tigra is an ally, and therefore she does not count as an identity. The only card right now that currently counts as an identity is Spider-Woman's card or Jessica Drew's card, as far as I'm aware. I'm pretty sure that's the only thing that counts as an identity card. So then that means that I would not have to remove any bell counters from the bell tower. So it's because it didn't prevent damage for an identity. So he attacked Tigra with a bunch of damage and killed her. And now it's time for an encounter card, which is another enraged symbiote. Okay. So let's see. I think we're going to do Power of Aggression as 2 resources to play Clobber, and that's going to go at the enraged symbiote, which is going to kill it. And then since Clobber was my first card played, I get it back into my hand. And then I think we are going to use Clobber as a resource to play Clear the Area and remove 2 threat from a scheme. And I think we're going to remove 2 from the main scheme. Okay. And then I have played an aggression card with Clobber, and I have played a justice card with Clear the Area. So I have +2 to all of my stats. I think what I'm going to do is I am going to thwart for 1 + 2 is 3 on the lashing out just to get rid of it, since I have enough to get rid of it. Just so this isn't getting out of hand anymore, as much as possible anyway. And then I think the last thing I'm going to do then is I'm going to pay Venom Blast to play Wasp. And since that has an energy resource on it, I can put 1 Pim counter on Wasp. And then that means she has 1 health. So I could use her to thwart for 1, or I could use her to attack for 3, but either of those options would cause her to die because she only has 1 health. So instead, I think what I'm going to do is I'm either going to have her defend his next attack, or I am going to, when he gets rid of that chime counter over there, I'm going to have her attack for 3 and put the chime counters right back on there so that the card will flip back over. And I think that's probably what I'm going to do, because I'm going to have defense of 3 this round on Spider-Woman. So I think I'm going to probably have her defend to try to hold on to Wasp. So that's the plan, but you know how in this game plans tend to fall apart very quickly. So that is that round. And so I just need to ready everyone, did that. Draw 5 cards. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Let's see what I got. So I got Contaminant Immunity. I can heal and get a tough card. Self-Propelled Glide will ready me. That gives me even more incentive to use her to defend. Combat Training, extra attack. Another self-propelled glide. That's pretty good. And then Infiltration, which we talked about earlier. All right. Pretty happy with that. Okay, so now we're going to Venom's turn. He's going to get +1 threat. And then he is going to attack me. And I'm going to defend with Spider-Woman for 3. Venom attacks for 2, 3, 4. So I would take 1 damage. That's going to be prevented by this 1 chime counter. And so then this chime bell tower card is going to flip back over. So I take no damage. Okay, and then we have to take an encounter card. Our encounter card is Guard the Bell Tower. Treat the bell tower's printed box as if it were blank. When revealed, remove each chime counter from the bell tower and flip to its quiet side. It's already there. Okay, so we just have to get rid of this in order to be able to deal with the bell tower again. So that's going to come in with 3 threat. That was an unfortunate card to have come out. Just like I said a second ago, you know how those plans don't usually work out. All right, so I think what we're going to do is we're going to pay 1 to play Infiltration, and I'm going to choose to discard 3 cards from the top of the encounter deck. So we're going to discard 1, 2, 3. Okay. Discard that many cards from the top of the encounter deck. Remove 1 threat from a scheme for each card discarded this way. So I'm going to remove 3 threat from Guard the Bell Tower. Put 1 minion discarded this way into play engaged with you. No minions. So I did not have to do that. So I just basically get to get rid of this card for free. That was awesome. Okay. And that was a Justice card, so that increases my stats by 1. Okay, then I'm going to play 1 to play Self-Propelled Glide and ready Spider-Woman. And then she is going to thwart for 2 on the main scheme. And then Wasp is going to attack Venom for 3. But instead of attacking him for 3, she's going to just put bell counters down, chime counters down, and then that would knock her out. Okay, and then I have combat training left in my hand that I cannot play. So then we will move on to the next round. So I get to draw 4 cards. 1, 2, 3, 4. All right, so I've got the combat training I held on to. Venom Blast, deal 5 damage to an enemy. Her Apartment is an alter ego card. Search top 5 cards of your deck for an aspect card. Add it to your hand. Savage Strike. This is a really good card. When you make a basic attack, get +6, and it gains piercing. And then attach to the main scheme and increase its target value by 4. That might be pretty good. All right, so... though I did get it down to 4, so we're not doing too bad right now. All right, so 1 threat on the main scheme. And then Venom will attack me. And he will attack me for 2. My defense is +1 since I played Infiltration last round. So I defend for 2. And then any damage that would be left would be soaked up by the bell tower. I do kind of want to stay in hero form or in ready so that I can play this card and make a basic attack of 7. But I could also just do Venom Blast for 5, which is pretty good as well. I think I'll just have to go with the cheaper card, I think, and I will defend. That way I don't lose as many bell towers, as many chime counters. So I'll defend. He's going to attack for 2 +2. And if this activation is an attack, it gains piercing. I do not have tough, so that part doesn't matter. So he's attacking for 4. I defended for 2. So we're going to remove 2 chime counters from the bells. And I take no damage. Okay. Then I will get an encounter card, which is For Whom the Bell Tolls. Remove 2 chime counters from the bell tower. Okay. And then that'll flip. And then since it's on the quiet side, I take a damage. Okay. All right, so then it is back to my turn. Okay. So I think we're going to go with I think we're going to pay 2, and we're going to play Venom Blast. Deal 5 damage to an enemy. And I could put all 5 of that as chime counters, which I think I will. And then I'm going to pay 1 and play Jessica Drew's Apartment. And then I think I'm going to flip to alter ego form. And then I'm going to look at the top card of any deck. And I'm going to look at the top card of this deck. And that will let me know what my encounter card is going to be this round, because he's not going to scheme because he's confused. So I'm going to get to look at this card. And I know that he is going to make me change to hero form and attack me. Okay. So we will then exhaust her apartment and look at the top 5 cards of my deck. And I get to take an aspect card from those and add it to my hand. And I'm going to take Savage Strike. And then the other 4 cards get shuffled back into my deck. Okay. So I've got 1 card in hand. Can't play it right now. So I'm going to ready. Get 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 cards. So I got Savage Strike that I purposefully pulled into my hand. I've got Finesse. It can be used as a resource for an aspect card. Wolfsbane Ally, one of the coolest pieces of art in this game by far. After Wolfsbane thwarts, name a card type, discard the top card of your deck. If it's the named type, you can add it to your hand. Clear the area we saw earlier. Inconspicuous, remove a total of 3 threat from among schemes, and it counts as a justice card. And then Power of Aggression. Sweet. Power of Aggression worked really well for Savage Strike. All right. So then I am in Alter Ego form. Beginning of Venom's turn, he's going to get 1 threat. He's going to try to scheme. Since he's confused, that goes away. And then I'm going to get that encounter card that we looked at earlier. So Swinging Assault. Change to hero form, and the villain attacks me. Okay, so I changed to hero form. He attacks me. He can attack me for 2, and the biggest boost card in here, I think there's 1 card in this deck that has 4 boost icons. Otherwise, the biggest is 3, which would just remove all of his chime counters, which is fine. Oops, speaking of which, since there's 5 chime counters on there, this should be flipped over. So that would remove all of these chime counters, which is honestly fine because it would just prevent damage at this point. And I don't think it's likely that he's going to attack me for 5, but it is possible. So I'm not going to defend. And the reason I don't want to defend is because I want to be able to play Savage Strike on my next turn. And I have to be able to make a basic attack when I do that. So we're going to see how big his attack is. So he's attacking for 2 plus 2 is 4. So he's going to remove 4 counters from the bell tower, and I'm going to take no damage. Okay. He has 8 health right now. My attack is 1 plus 6 is 7. So I'd like to play 1 aspect card prior to doing this. So I am going to pay 1 card to play Inconspicuous, remove a total of 3 threat from among schemes in play. So I'm going to remove 3 from the main scheme. And then that counted as an aspect card. It counted as a justice card. So now that increases my attack by 1. So I'm going to attack for 2, and then I'm going to play Power of Aggression plus 1. To play Savage Strike to make my attack plus 6. So I'm going to attack for 2, plus 6 is exactly 8. And I'm going to knock Venom down to 0. Okay. Since I attacked and damaged Venom, I have to get an extra boost card for the next time he activates against me. And then he's going to go to stage 2. Okay, so he gets a tough card, just like he did at the beginning of the game. And now he is steady, so if I want to stun or confuse him, I will have to do so twice in order to have it count. Search the encounter deck and discard pile for the Tooth and Nail side scheme and put it into play, and then everything else is the same except for his scheme went up to 2. All right, so I think that one was used as a boost card earlier. Tooth and Nail. Yep, there it is. Okay, so we've got the Tooth and Nail side scheme. It has 8 threat on it. Okay, and then whenever he takes damage, remove an equal amount of threat from it. Okay, and then that will be it for my turn. All right, I played Savage Strike and I played Inconspicuous, so all of my stats are +2 during this villain phase. So I've got 3 defense. Just need to remember that. And then I need to draw my new hand. So 2, 3, 4, 5. Got 3 cards left in my deck, so I will be running out soon. All right, I got 2 copies of Finesse, another copy of Savage Strike, Pheromone, Stun and Confuse the Enemy. This card is less useful now because I would have to play it twice in order for it to matter. And then I got another copy of Inconspicuous. Okay, he gets 1 threat. And then he is going to attack me for 2. Plus, he is going to attack me for this extra boost card plus another boost card. So I am definitely going to defend this attack. And he is going to attack for 2 plus 2 boost cards. I have defense of 3, and I will get to prevent 1 from the bell tower. Okay, so this one was technically first. Put Enraged Symbiote into play engaged with me, so that didn't increase his attack. I just got that guy in front of me. So he's still at 2. And then reveal this card. Attached to Venom, and it has 2 rage counters on it. His attacks gain overkill while he has this, and then the next time he takes any amount of damage, it will remove 1. So 2 more instances of damage, and then it'll remove it. And he gets +1 attack while it's in play. Okay, but he only did 2 damage to me, and I defended 3, so I don't take any, which means I don't have to remove any from the bell tower. Okay. Alrighty, so I am going to pay 2 resources to play one of those copies of Finesse that I drew, which gives me a... Oh, shoot, you know what? Hold on. Let me take all that back. That was just his attack. I needed to do his encounter cards, and he gets 2 encounter cards because of this symbol. So that was my bad. So first encounter card, Mutant Insurrection. I can do attack against this because it has assault. Each minion gains tough. Now, since this was already in play, I don't think it gets a tough, because I think toughness specifically means when it comes in play, it gains tough. Place 2 additional threat here for each Mutant Liberation Front character in play. If no additional threat was placed this way, this card gains Surge. So this comes in with 3 threat, and it gains Surge. So I'm going to have to do 3 total encounter cards at least. Okay, so second one is Unstable Sentience. This one also has Surge. Give the villain 1 face down boost card. Okay. I'm just going to tuck it under myself just so I remember he has it, since that's the way he does it with other things. Okay, that one also had Surge. So here's another one. I am in Hero. He attacks me, and he gets an additional boost card for this activation. So he's going to attack me for a bunch. So 2 plus 2 is 4, plus 1 is 5, and he removes a chime counter. So he attacks me for 5. I have no way to prevent it, so I just take 5. Wow, this round sucks. I thought I was doing okay. He got really angry, literally. All right. And then hopefully this is my last encounter card. I was supposed to do 2, and I think I've done 4 now. All right. When revealed, remove 2 chime counters. If the bell tower is on quiet, take a damage. All right. I went like 5 rounds taking 1 damage, and then I just took 6 that round. Okay, now I can actually do my turn. Okay, so I'm going to pay 2 cards to play Finesse. I can use that to generate a resource for an aspect card. I'm going to play Inconspicuous. I'll do 3 threat to get rid of the Mutant Liberation front, I think. Just get rid of something. I don't think it's going to matter a whole lot, unfortunately. And then I'm going to flip to Alter Ego form. And I get to look at the top card of a deck. I'm going to look at the top card of his deck. Okay. And then I get to search top 5 cards in my deck and add an aspect card to my hand. I don't think that's going to matter. Yeah, because all these cards are going to get added to my hand at the end of the round anyway. But sure, I'll do that. And then shuffle these last 2 cards. Such a difficult thing to do, shuffling 2 cards. Okay. And then I think that's all that I am able to do. All right. This is looking rough. I thought maybe I was going to win, but not so sure anymore. All right, I've got 2 cards in hand. I need to draw up to 6. I only have 2 cards in my deck, so that gives me 4. So I'm going to have to shuffle my deck. So I'm going to get an extra encounter card this round, plus an extra encounter card this round. I think we might be looking at the end of the game here, folks. Oh, you know what? I never even reset his health. Boop, that's easy. Just change the tens digit. Venom is a villain that is sneaky difficult sometimes. Like, most of the time he's fairly straightforward, but it can really go sideways on you. I think I might have forgotten. Yeah, I think he had the +1 attack from Now We're Angry on that extra attack he got on me. I think I might have forgotten that. I think I'm supposed to be at 3 health. Maybe somebody in the comments will catch me. I'm pretty sure that's right. All right, I need 2 more cards to get to 6. 1, 2. All right, we got to clear the area, Savage Strike, Show of Empathy, Side Scheme. So this basically is a side scheme. When I defeat it, I get to turn a minion into an ally, essentially. Infiltrate, Heal, Contaminant Immunity, and Clobber. Okay. So now it's Venom's turn. Gets a threat on the main scheme. And then he is going to scheme for 2 plus 0. So he just gets 2. It could have been a lot worse. All right, and then I will have to do my normal encounter card for the round and an extra encounter card for the round, plus the one I had to do for my deck being empty. Okay, so first, Enraged Symbiote should have schemed for 1. Boop. Okay, first encounter card is Reaper. When he attacks, do these things. So he's just going to be played in front of me for now. Second one is Advance the Villain Schemes. So 2 plus reveal this card. He gets another set of Now I'm Angry. And he gets 2 threat, which puts him at, does that put him right at? Yep, that puts him right at 10. Okay, that's it. What was the last encounter card? Last encounter card, Shadow of the Past. Yeah, I was done. Oh man, I felt like I had a really strong first 56% of that game, and then it went off the rails really quickly after I had defeated his first stage. But all right, so that was a loss. First solo game in a while and ends in a loss, but that's all right. All right, thanks everybody. Thanks for watching. I think next combo will be Let's see. Star-Lord will be the next character I play as. And we'll see if I actually keep going with the villains in alphabetical order and go to Venom Goblin. I haven't played Venom Goblin since the campaign for that came out however many years ago because he's so hard. But maybe I'll give it a try since I haven't played it. But Star-Lord's already a pretty difficult character to play, and Venom Goblin's a really hard scenario. So we'll see. But that is the next set that is supposed to be what I play next. So we'll see if I actually do that or not. But hopefully it won't be another many months before I come back and I'm able to do that. But if so, I will see you all then. Thanks for watching.